Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter. Today we have a Minervamon double feature for you. So we're going to run two ways to play Minervamon. One of them will be the Madleomon version that we ran in BT16. That's what we're starting with. And then right after that, I'm going to show you a non-Madleomon version of the deck that is mostly just straight gas, trying to get to Minervamon as fast as possible. So starting with our eggs, you know I like my 2-3 split. So we have two copies of BT15 DemiMeramon. On deletion, you're going to trash a level 5 or higher Digimon to draw 2. This is just pitch our Merva, draw 2. So that is fantastic. Then 3 copies of BT3 DemiMera. On deletion, you're going to trigger draw 1, trash 1. More generically cycles our pieces and guarantees that when we pop the Merva combo, we're going to be able to get the Merva in trash regardless. But if we do need to chip with a rookie, this can get other pieces in the trash, which is why I like set 3 rather than a BT15 DemiMera. 4 copies of Ignite, the Inheritable, will gain you a memory when you play a Digimon by an effect, which synergizes really well with the Bastemon that we will be running from EX6. The one attacking is also a sack outlet for Minervamon, so all around, have to run this card at 4. Then we have 4 copies of the old BT5 Guilmon. On deletion, if this card was deleted by an effect, you're going to gain 1 memory. This is important because we're running Bastemon and Alice, so we're going to be able to pop this to get a free memory and then Digivolve into Minervamon for +1 memory, which is a really, really strong combo. And if we play this by any other effects, it's just a prime target to delete with other effects to gain memory off of it. We do have quite a bit of recursion in this deck profile, so this is just kind of a prime target to do all of that shenanigans. Then we have 3 copies of the new EX6 Sukaimon. On deletion, you're going to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, so this will out Floodgates, and then opponent's turn when an opponent's Digimon attacks by deleting one of your other Digimon and the attack. This synergizes really well with the EX6 Bastemon. If you play out the Guilmon, if this is in your stack, your opponent attacks, you can sack the Guilmon, you gain a memory, and then end the attack. So that is just a really strong sequence of events, and for that reason, this is at 3. You might also realize we do not have any more of our Ogremons. Bastemon really cares about purple level 3 Digimon being in trash, and for that reason, we are no longer running the 4 copies of our white level 4 Digimon, or level 3 Digimon. They just kind of clogged up the engine. I didn't really like the way they felt, so we're just sticking with the 11 purple rookies for this version of the deck. Moving on to the champions, we have 2 copies of BT14 Damemon. This is a Retaliator. It has on deletion save, which doesn't super matter. It has a blocker inheritable, which is what we're more interested in. This is going to be a Retaliate buddy that we do play out, but that blocker in our stack can be really powerful on Minervamon as well. 2 copies of BT6 Ogremon. On play, you can trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This is a great way to out armors. It gets rid of any pesky level 4s if you just want to slap it down. And it is still 2 cost to Evo, so it doesn't feel the worst to have it in your stack. I do still believe in this card. If you wanted to, you could slot Raremon here, or 2 copies of another Retaliate body. It is up to you. I do believe this is a flex spot personally, but this is the card I have chosen to run. Then we have 4 copies of the BT16 Madleomon. This does cost 3 to Digivolve on a rookie, which does suck. However, the end of attack, I believe, is worth it. By deleting this Digimon, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. So we're going to use that as a self-sack outlet on our Minervamon to guarantee that we have a way to trigger our Merva combo, which is going to effectively let us OTK. Then we have 2 copies of the promo Saberdramon. It is a raid Retaliator, and on deletion it will return 1 purple or red Digimon card from our trash to our hand as an inheritable. This is a great way to out big stacks. I feel it's mandatory in a Merva deck. It's just going to clear anything that you can't deal with on the board that would potentially stop you from surviving the turn if you can't OTK. So I like my 2 copies. Then we have 4 copies of the new EX6 Bastemon. It has Scapegoat, so when this Digimon would be deleted other than by your effects, by deleting one of your other Digimon, prevent that deletion. Important note, this means you cannot Calling, you cannot Deathclaw, you can't Pandemonium Flame this card and then redirect that deletion effect to another Digimon. It has to be by your opponent's effect or battle to activate Scapegoat. When Digivolving, you get to play a purple level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost, so we're going to target our BT5 Guilmon so that we can use it with our Alice or for other deletion effects. And then opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. This kind of functions like a little mini Minervamon effect. Minerva will get you a level 4 when they play a Digimon. This will get you a level 4 if they swing and they die, or they die to an effect on their turn, or anything like that. So that feels really, really nice as well. Then I'm still running 2 copies of the promo Ogremon. On play, when Digivolving by deleting one of your Digimon, delete 2 of your opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less. On deletion, you can play 1 purple or red level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. On deletion, you can play 1 purple or red level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. I still think this outs wide boards really, really well. I still think that on deletion effect is really nice. I think especially with the Bastemon now, being able to play out your BT5 Guilmon to use to get memory off of is really strong. And if you get to play the Ignite with the effect, you're just going to get a free swing off the Merva combo. So it's not a bad card by any means in this deck. One copy of Kimeramon, you do play out the extra level 4 with the MadLeomon effect, so this is just going to let you get into the spicy Kimeramon, and then you could trigger Alice with another level 4 that survived its swing, perhaps, get into the free Minervamon, swing, and just do your combo all over again. So this is a really powerful one-of in this deck. 3 copies of Minervamon. It has Retaliate. Opponent's turn, when they play Digimon, you can play a level 4 or lower purple Digimon. No on-plays activate. And then on deletion, if your opponent has 2 or fewer Digimon, you get to play a level 5 or lower Digimon or a Merva from trash without paying its play cost. Then we have 3 copies of Merva. You can Digicross from trash. On play, it's going to play you a level 4 or lower purple Digimon or Cross Hearts Digimon. If you Digicross, you get to add 1 to that number. So you're looking to tuck an Ignite, or if you have to, tuck another Mervamon underneath to get your 2 free bodies. And it gives everything with Retaliation, Rush, and Blocker, which is really fantastic. We're still running 1 copy of Anubismon. When Digivolving and on main, you can trash 3 cards in your hand, then play a purple Digimon card from your trash with the play cost reduced by 3. For each card trashed, you reduce it by 1. And then when an effect plays a Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. If this effect did not delete, you get to draw a card. So I still like this to out level 5s. It is not our primary boss monster anymore. Sometimes you can hit it really, really fast, and it does still feel good. But for the most part, this is just to out boards that would you would lose to otherwise. So 1 copy because it's restricted to 1. We still have our 1 copy of Ruin Mode, lock down the board with a minus 5k, and then the end of attack, it just does everything in the world. You're going to delete the Ruin Mode. One of your opponent's Digimon, you're going to recover 1, and you're going to hatch an egg while reapplying that minus 5k. So really, really strong card and hard to pass up in a purple deck like this. 1 copy of Calling from the Darkness to grab pieces back and delete our Merva. 2 copies of Pandemonium Flame. This is for when attacking isn't safe from a potential Blastace or something of the sort. This is just going to let you pop Minerva and get your combo off basically without any risk. So that's nice. I am now running 2 copies of Mist Memory Boost now that we want to kind of set up in the back with the Madleomon, and we're not running the Ukos for chip damage. Being able to put some cards in trash and have the memory to actually do our shenanigans feels much better in this deck than previous iterations of the build. So if you've never run this card before for some reason, you're going to trash the top 2 cards of your deck and draw 1, and then the delay effect will gain you 2 memory. So this is just a nice card to see in your opening hand, get you a little bit set up. All you really need to hit off of this is a level 4 or a level 3, and you do have roughly a 50% chance to hit one of those 2 types of cards in your deck when you do play this. And luckily for you, you get to trash 2 cards. So you're more than likely to hit at least one of the targets you need. The level 4 is really nice because it sets up the Madleo. The level 3 is nice because it sets up for the Baste. So just one of those will suffice. 4 copies of Wisdom Training to kind of round out our search options. I do run it in every purple deck. Then we have 3 copies of Alice. When one of your Digimon would Digivolve from level 5 to 6, you can delete one of your Digimon to reduce the Digivolution cost by 3. So this is what we're using in conjunction with Bastemon to go really, really fast in this deck. And it does feel fantastic. Lastly, 2 copies of Analog Youth. You're going to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards, and then when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon cards with Digivolution cards is deleted, you can suspend it to gain a memory and hatch an egg. So that's going to put cards in the trash for us, which is kind of the most important part. But when we do Merva combo, this will gain us a memory back, which is pretty important if we're trying to loop the combo back with Kimeramon. So that is it for the Madleomon version of the deck profile, and because this is a double feature, instead of ending the video here, we're going to go take a look at the second version of the deck that does not run Madleomon for this meta. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the version of the deck that does not run Madleomon. Some of you guys were commenting about how it felt a little slow, a little bit clunky. So here's a version of the deck that doesn't use it. It is, for the most part, straight gas. Just trying to use some of the new EX6 cards, just like the Madleomon deck, mostly Bastemon, to get some free value and try and swing out for game and possibly loop with some back for revenge shenanigans. So we're running the same eggs. We have the BT15, BT3-2-3 split, 4 Ignites, 4 Guilmons. In this version of the deck, we are running 2 Labramons rather than 3 Sukaimons. The reason for that is the Inheritable gains you a memory, and we are trying to maximize the memory we gain off of the Bastemon effect. Also on play, this can grab you back a Dark Animal or Shaman, so this can get you your Minerva back when you need it. For the champions, we are running the Raremons over the Ogremons. Everything else is pretty similar. On play, when Digivolving, you're trash a card to draw 2. It's going to help us cycle our pieces and just get set up for our combo. The when attacking is also important because this is going to pop our floodgates instead of the Sukaimon from the other deck profile. Then another big difference is we're running 4 copies of Dobermon X over the Madleomon. So when Digivolving, you're going to draw 1, then trash 1 card from your hand, and the inheritable is going to gain us memory when we play a Digimon by an effect. So we're trying to stack memory gain inheritables underneath our Bastemon to get 2 back when we play a card. For our level 5s, we have 1 copy of Lucemon Chaos Mode rather than the Kimeramon, because we are mostly focusing on looping and possibly responding to what the opponent's doing on board. I think this is still just a really powerful way to out Tamers. There are some really pesky Tamers moving forward from BT16 onwards, so I feel like this is a really good way to just stop people from doing some really obnoxious stuff. And it does hit level 6s on board. You can also do some shenanigans with Back for Revenge where you sack your Minerva, you play the Lucemon out, you sack, whatever's on their board that's really obnoxious, the Minerva comes back, and then you use your Alice to pop the Minerva that just came back to Digivolve into another Minerva on top of Lucemon, and then you just go and you do your thing. So I still think this has a wonderful place in this deck. The other level 5s are the same. Our level 6s are mostly the same. We are not running the 1 copy of Anubis because it just kind of was unnecessary. And then our option pool is slightly different. We have 2 copies of Back for Revenge rather than not running it. So main one of your Digimon gains on deletion, play this card without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on Digimon played with this effect don't activate for the turn. So we are looking to put this on top of our Minervamon and then pop it somehow. The reason we like this card in this version of the deck rather than Madleomon is that this deck is not as slow as Madleomon, so you have more time to actually do that. And this deck does generate a little bit more memory than the Madleomon version of the deck, so you likely will have the 2 memory to spend on putting this option on your Minervamon and then popping it somehow. So 2 copies of this card is plenty. Any more and you start to see it in security, and that feels really bad. We still have our 1 copy of Calling, 2 Pandemonium Flames, 2 Missed Memory Boosts. We are only running 3 Wisdom Trainings. In this version of the deck, the Missed Memory Boost is kind of what you want to see more than the Wisdom Training. This split suffices more than doing 2-4, and there's a lot of cards we need space for. Because we don't have the Madleomon, we do need the extra way to sack Minerva, so we're running 1 copy of Deathclaw just to make sure that we can really pop our Minervamon when we want to. And then we have 3 Alices and 2 Analog Youths. So that is both of the ways that I have been testing Minerva in EX6. Personally, I do like the Madleomon version better. I understand that Madleomon costs 3 to Digivolve. It's a little bit slower, but the guaranteed sack on my Minervamon just feels much better than searching for a card that does it for me. That doesn't really feel the best. However, whatever works, works. Whatever you guys like to play is what's important, and I'm just here to provide you with what I think are fun ways to play the deck. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.